DETV News is brought to you by DART, Delaware Public Transit Service, moving you forward.
Hello and welcome to DETV News, your trusted news source. I'm Lauren Wilson. Delawareans with little or no health insurance may soon have a solution. One lucky Delaware woman is $302,000 richer thanks to the DE Wins vaccination program, and we'll have local sports and weather. But first up, reporter Nakai Morales tells us about a record no one wants to break: deaths from drug overdoses in the first state.
It is common knowledge that the U.S. is in the grips of an opiate epidemic.
Overdose deaths in the United States are up by over 30%.
Something that we looked at, through the Delaware Division of Forensic Science, it was reported that we had a much slower rate of overdose deaths in Delaware, which is, it's really horrible, but it's a 3.7 increase in 2020 as opposed to the national average, which was like 30%.
To identify an overdose, some signs might be shallow breathing, pale or blue skin, lips, or fingernails, or no response when unconscious. If you suspect someone is having an overdose, immediately call 911.
Some of the things that we did to address this problem is we have 24/5 right now available in our bridge clinics. We have 2 bridge clinics in Newcastle County. We also have one in Kent County. We also have one in Sussex County. And what this is, regardless of ability to pay, you can come here anytime, walk in or make an appointment, and we will do an assessment for a referral to care of any level of care that you may need.
What may not be common knowledge is that you can get the anti-overdose medication naloxone at many Delaware pharmacies.
After a short training, you can purchase naloxone at most grocery stores and regular pharmacies.
So we're trying to do anything we can, to have access to care very quickly and rapidly so people do not have to wait on any kind of services. Because, we all know we have to capture that window of time when they're ready. And if people can't get the treatment when they need to get the treatment, we may lose them.
If you or a loved one is struggling with addiction, you can reach out to the 24/7 hotline 8339-HOPE-DE or helpisherede.com. This is Nakai Morales for DETV News.
Thanks, Nakai. In other news, Governor John Carney was busy using his pen this week. Surrounded by lawmakers, Carney signed legislation increasing Delaware's minimum wage over the next 4 years to reach $15 an hour by 2025. The bill, sponsored by Senator Jack Walsh and Gerald Brady in the House, was supported by the majority of Democrats and opposed by Republicans who felt it would burden local businesses.
Nobody should work a 40-hour week and still live in poverty. So this will lift up both families and workers in the state of Delaware to a fair and equitable wage over the period of 5 years. It'll rise to $15 an hour in 2025, and the first increase will go into effect January 1st of 2022. It'll go from $9.25 to $10.50.
Now Delaware joins neighboring states, New Jersey and Maryland, in moving to a $15 minimum wage. Carney also signed legislation that mandates body cameras for Delaware police officers.
It's important for this legislation for all communities up and down the state of Delaware that when they have interaction with law enforcement, that there is a documented interaction, which will be the video from the body-worn cameras.
Newcastle County police officers have long been equipped with body cameras, and Wilmington police rolled them out last month after advocates argued for years to get them. And State Senator Ernie Lopez announced this week he will step away at the end of his current term. Lopez made history 10 years ago when he ran for and won the 6th District, which was newly created in eastern Sussex County, encompassing the beach communities of Lewis, Milton, and Rehoboth Beach. He also became the state's first Hispanic senator. He says he feels very fortunate to go 3 elections undefeated, but says it's time for him to focus on something more important than even politics right now: his family. Lopez called the previous legislative session his most successful as a member of the Joint Finance Committee and passing the Senate Bill 60, better known as Riley's Law, which provides medical marijuana access and exemptions for individuals with debilitating illnesses in Delaware. In other news, a 64-year-old landscaper was killed Monday afternoon when a portion of a tree he was cutting down fell on top of him. Newark police say 2 men from a local tree service were cutting down a tree in the backyard of a home on the 200 block of Walker Way when the accident occurred. The man, who has not yet been identified, was declared dead at the scene by Newcastle County paramedics. If you're on social media, you may have seen the hashtag Dewey Strong. This supports a Dewey Beach surf shop owner who was hit by a drunk driver last Friday. Tyler Hudson is a loved friend, father, son, and business owner who is now on the road to recovery. His mother shared he is breathing on his own and is now able to move his arms and his left leg. Tyler's friends and family say he wouldn't want his business to stop while he is on the mend. That's why signs throughout Dewey Beach read, "Get well, Tyler," and prayers for Tyler. Surf shop employees say they will release more details on how you can help, but for now, they are taking up a collection at the shop for Tyler and his recovery. Longtime firefighter Michael Shaw, who served with the Ellesmere and Wilmington departments, died at the age of 69 after a year-long battle with cancer. A Wilmington native, Shaw joined the Ellesmere Fire Company in 1974 at the age of 15, where he dedicated more than 50 years of service. In Ellesmere, he served as captain, assistant chief, and most recently as treasurer for more than 40 years. After 7 years in the U.S. Air Force, Shaw joined the Wilmington Fire Department, where he served for 40 years, recently retiring as battalion chief. Stay with us. There's more news after the break.
National Prevention Week is a celebration of all the things that happen all year long.
Prevention is at the core. It's mental health, physical health.
Some of our National Prevention Week activities have been focusing on the illegal drugs, illegal use of opioids.
Drugs, alcohol, mental health, suicide, underage drinking, tobacco use.
Prevention is about saving lives.
This is where it happens.
This is Prevention at Work.
The right to quality health care has been a contentious topic among lawmakers nationwide. A first-of-its-kind program is headed to Delaware State Capitol to assist under- and uninsured residents. Here with more on that is DETV's Matt Ford.
Unfortunately, almost 1 out of 4 people in Kent County have fair or poor health. The health outcomes in Kent County in a lot of different areas are worse than they are in the national average in the rest of the state.
Dover officials are tackling health concerns in their community. They say the need is greatest in Kent County, where there is a higher percentage of residents in poor health than other parts of Delaware. As a result, the Delaware Army National Guard will lead the innovative Readiness Training Program. During the week of August 1st through the 9th, residents can get medical, vision, and dental care at no cost.
Overall, in a lot of different ways, Kent County is last in the services received. We work hard, we pay our taxes, but we're often forgotten, which is puzzling because the state capital's here.
City council members say this program isn't just about the present, but about setting up Dover for a brighter future. Services will be provided to anyone ages 2 and up who are uninsured, underinsured, or just in need of quality care.
We have qualified military personnel who are trained physicians in these areas, and they will be coming from all parts of the country to serve this mission. We're expecting some 250 troops, sailors, soldiers, airmen to assemble here in our local community and be able to give all of those services as trained professionals through the military.
About 250 members of the military will be involved in the mission, including about 30 doctors, 20 dentists, and 9 optometrists.
So we are extremely proud to be able to bring this level of mission, this type of awareness, and the products that we're offering, medical, dental, optometry, behavioral health, nutrition, all those things that speak to the everyday health and wellness of the citizens of Delaware. We're proud to be able to be at the forefront of that effort.
In just over a week, thousands of people are expected here at South Dover Elementary School, just one of 3 locations here in Kent County, where organizers say people can come to get free medical, dental, and vision care, something organizers say is very much needed here in the region. Program officials say this 9-day event is open to both in and out-of-state residents at 3 different locations in Dover, and all services will be available at each location. No insurance or ID will be required to receive care.
Nothing like this ever has been done before and I grew up in Delaware, so I've never seen it. I've been to Haiti and Honduras on medical mission trips, so this was really hit home for me, and it felt like something that was just like those trips, but here locally.
The Central Delaware Partnership is looking for volunteers and community organizations who wish to be a part of this 9-day event, a mission that organizers hope will bring much-needed health care to many. In Dover, Matt Ford, DETV News.
Thanks, Mac. Clinic hours run 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. each day. For additional information, contact the Central Delaware Partnership for Hope. A recent University of Delaware graduate can put off her job search if she wants, at least for a little while. Sophie Poindexter of Newark is the lucky grand prize winner of $302,000 in the DE Wins vaccine lottery. Poindexter, who doesn't play lotto, says she didn't even know cash prizes were available just for getting that first shot. The DE Wins program successfully reached its goal of vaccinating more than 70% of Delawareans by July 4th, answering the call of President Biden. Carol Rattay, director of the Delaware Division of Public Health, called DE Wins a bright spot in what has been a dark year and a half. Former Newport Police Chief Michael Capriglione can hold the town commission seat he was elected to earlier this year. The order overturns a lower court's ruling that barred him from holding office. Attorney General Kathy Jennings, who fought to bar the top cop from the seat, says she was disappointed by the decision. Capriglione was sentenced to probation and ordered to surrender his police certification after crashing his car into another vehicle in the department's parking lot and trying to cover it up. Authorities say he lied to other officers about how the other car was damaged and ordered the destruction of video footage of the 2018 incident. State police computer technicians recovered that footage. Capriglione expects to be sworn in next month. The fight over his qualifications for the office also occurred while he is suing the town for more than $173,000 in back pay that he claims he is owed. With thousands of school children expected to return to classrooms in the fall, state officials announced a new COVID-19 testing partnership that offers widespread tests with rapid results. The $15 million partnership between the state's health and education departments and a California-based company will bring rapid antigen COVID tests to schools around the state in an effort to prevent transmission and keep schools open. Testing will be free to staff and students with parental permission. Results will be available in as little as 10 minutes. State health officials would like to see unvaccinated students and staff tested on a weekly basis. Meanwhile, the CDC issued guidance for schools saying that vaccinated teachers and students don't need to wear masks inside school buildings this fall, but that decision will be left to local districts. In more post-COVID news, Wilmington put COVID policies to rest this week by reopening City Hall offices and reinstating many services and fees. That means the city will enforce traffic and parking violations with tickets, boots, and towing again. The 1 to 2 hour neighborhood parking restrictions will also be enforced, and residents should have up-to-date parking stickers to avoid fines. Unpaid water service will also be disconnected, although that can be avoided if a resident or business makes an agreement with the city. Neighborhood street cleaning service will also resume, which means residents should follow the on-street parking signs and move their vehicles at the appropriate times. With more people returning to work, Delaware animal shelters are packed with more than 145 large adult dogs waiting for forever homes. To encourage adoption of the canines, the Brandywine SPCA is waiving several $100s in fees through July 25th, including adoption, neutering, vaccination, and microchipping.
We are having a large and no-charge adoption special for our adult dogs across all of our campuses. So Bullwinkle qualifies for this. He's over a year and definitely over 40 pounds. So any dog at any of our campuses that's a year or older or 40 pounds or more is free to adopt through this weekend and into next weekend. And we're really excited. We have some incredible dogs at all of our campuses that have been waiting far too long to find a family. So we're hoping with this special we'll be able to do just that.
Brucey said more than 60 dogs were adopted during the first weekend of the special, and they hope to find more homes this coming weekend. No appointments are necessary at the organization's 4 Delaware locations where you can meet the dogs. For more information and to see pictures of the available pooches, visit the website you see below. Your local weekend forecast is coming up, so stay with us. The first annual Artisans Craft Fair was held over the weekend at Winterthur. The event featured musical acts and shopping for unique and original objects, along with antiques and collectibles. Spokesman Mark Nardone said more than 4,000 people attended the 2-day event. On the 1-year anniversary of the passing of civil rights icon John Lewis, a group of protesters gathered in Wilmington's Rodney Square to demand Congress pass the Voting Rights Act penned in his name. The proposed legislation would restore parts of the Voting Rights Act of 1965 that were struck down by the U.S. Supreme Court in 2013. Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester recalled Lewis's spirit in remarks at the event.
People on my team tried to write speeches to help for this event, and I was so weighted down with a heaviness. I could feel John Lewis's spirit, and I could feel him.
Lewis was best known for making what he called good trouble, taking action when he saw injustice, and always advocating for civil rights. Following the 14 weeks of extensive training, the Wilmington Fire Department held a graduation ceremony Saturday for the department's 25 newly hired firefighters. All graduating recruits attained national certification as firefighters, along with becoming nationally registered emergency medical technicians. It was the first time in the department's 100-year history that recruits from other departments trained alongside with Wilmington's newest first responders. Next up, we have Nick Alessandrini with local sports.
Thanks, Lauren, and we begin today crowning a Delaware native NBA champion. Congratulations to Salesianum and Villanova alum Dante DiVincenzo as his Milwaukee Bucks defeated the Phoenix Suns on Tuesday night 105-98 to win the NBA Finals in 6 games. Dante was an instrumental part of the Bucks team this season. He averaged 10 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists per game before suffering that series tendon injury in that left foot that ended his playoff run. Giannis Antetokounmpo was named Finals MVP in a series where he averaged 35, 13, and 5. DiVincenzo now has 2 titles with Sally's, 2 titles with Villanova, and an NBA championship with the Bucks in just 8 years. Delaware now with a Super Bowl champion in Chris Godwin and an NBA champion in Dante so far in 2021. Smyrna Wrestling three-time state champ Gabe Jim Petro has verbally committed to wrestle at Drexel University. Jim Petro, one of the premier wrestlers here in the first state, has won a pair of state titles at 106 and then a championship at 113 this past year. Jim Petro enters his senior season this winter and will look to make it 4 straight state titles. He is ranked 3rd in the entire nation at 113 pounds by Track Wrestling. We're going to stick on the mat here as former St. Mark's and Iowa All-American wrestler and national champion coach Bobby Telford will be holding a free wrestling clinic at St. Mark's High School tonight at 6 p.m. The clinic is free to attend and is for all and any experienced wrestlers grades 6 through 12. Don't miss a great opportunity. You can register now at stmarkshighschool.net. More Spartan news and more accolades flowing in for the St. Mark's girls track and field team. After bringing home a team state championship this spring, some individuals have now been recognized. Head coach Mike DeGennaro was named Delaware Outdoor Track and Field Girls Coach of the Year, and assistant coach Rayshawn Davis was unanimously named Delaware's Girls Track and Field Assistant Coach of the Year. Also, state champ Tiffany Herrera was named Delaware Outdoor Track and Field Athlete of the Year. This marks the second time that DeGennaro has won Coach of the Year, the first coming back in 2019. Congrats, Spartans. The 2021 Delaware American Legion Baseball State Tournament will take underway this Saturday, July 24th, and run through Thursday, July 29th. You can catch the Post 6 Patriots and the Fox Post 2 on Saturday at 12, followed by the Post 10 Generals and DE Post 1 at 4 p.m. It's a 16 tournament with the winner heading to regionals in Massachusetts, and then championships will be in North Carolina. Now time for some of our throwback top sports plays of our 2020-21 season, courtesy of Delaware Live Sports. This week, we're going to go back to the spring, and we're going to get started. It's Peyton Pusey from Red Lion Christian Academy. Here we're going to do it on the softball diamond. A set of triples up first. This is the first one down the left field line, showing off the speed. And then how about another one here up the middle? This one going to get all the way to the fence. Peyton Pusey for Red Lion with 2 triples, and your play at number 5. On to number 4, sliding catch on his knees and the double play. It's Logan Wiley from Delaware Military Academy here taking on the Spartans of St. Mark's. One of the better games we had in the state of Delaware this year, and check it out, the diving catch out there in right field by Wiley, then able to double up the runner there at second. Double play for DMA. Now we're heading over to number 3 here. It's going to be Ryan Farina and Reed Dalton, both for St. Mark's Spartans here. They're going to have some great defensive plays in the field, 2 catches. Right there, you're going to see the diving catch at second first with the play, and then here another one. This one's going to be driven to third, and a nice snag there as well. 2 plays for the Spartans at number 3. On to number 2, it's Kagan Brittingham and Laurel. This one again back in the spring. Check out this diving catch from third base. Reads the bunt perfectly, comes charging from third, and then you're going to see her dive. Check it out in slow-mo, able to make the catch. A big-time play there at number 2. Then on to number 1, St. Mark's DMA game from earlier this spring. Mason DeLuca, well, DMA, they would be your 2021 state champs, and this was a big win for them in the regular season. DeLuca with a walk-off hit to beat St. Mark's in the bottom of the 7th inning earlier in the spring, again, giving them a lot of momentum into the tournament. And again, they would be your Delaware state champs. 3 weeks exactly until we have Eagles preseason football, and just 6 weeks until high school football. Back to you.
Thanks, Nick. The owners of Bardia are planning a Wilmington steakhouse next door to their current Italian restaurant on Market Street. The 120-seat restaurant at 608 North Market Street should be open by early 2022. Bardia Steaks is being constructed with a classic steakhouse concept, and the owners say they've been planning the restaurant since the fall of 2019, before the pandemic hit. Well, in case you missed it or wondered where it's been, the Riverfront Development Corporation recently announced the discontinuation of the Riverfront Queen. But not to worry, new boats are in town. Paradise Tiki Tours are making catamarans big enough for 48 passengers and offer scenic river tours, twilight cruises, and specialty-themed events along the Christina River. There will be a crew member on board explaining Wilmington's history. The city was once one of the nation's most important shipbuilding centers in the country. The riverfront cruises, lasting anywhere from 1 to 2 hours, will cost about $25 for adults. The Delaware State Fair opened today in Harrington and will run through July 31st. The fair will offer concerts, food, and rides. There will also be a barn where kids can see farm animals. Fair is expected to see attendance bounce back this year after last year's turnout was well below average due to COVID. For tickets, head to the State Fair's website. And finally, a friendly competition is heating up between a local auto shop and a restaurant, and social media is eating it up. Crossroads Restaurant on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Limestone Road and Paul Campanella's Automotive are in the middle of a heated sign war. As you can see, the two businesses are exchanging a friendly war of words. The competition between the two businesses is giving social media users a big laugh. One commenter posted, "With the year we've all had last year, this is exactly what we need." You can see the competition unfold between the two businesses on their Facebook pages. That wraps up This Week in Delaware. Thanks for watching. I'm Lauren Wilson, and we'll see you next time.